Have you ever stopped to wonder why you can just walk without slipping and sliding all over the place? Or how a car can stop on a dime? Well, the answer is this incredible force that's literally all around us, but we almost never think about it. It's friction. So here's how we're going to break it down. First, we'll get into what friction actually is. Then we'll look at the problems it causes and some really clever ways we figured out how to get around them. And finally, the big twist. Why friction is also our best friend and something we absolutely cannot live without. All right, let's get right into it. What exactly is this invisible hand that seems to be affecting everything? To really get it, just picture this. You're trying to push a super heavy box across the floor. You feel that pushback, right? That resistance that makes you work for it? What is that?
Yep, that feeling, that's friction. It's this force that just pops into existence whenever two surfaces touch, and here's the key. It always pushes back against the direction you're trying to move.
And this is the perfect way to see it. It's like a constant tug of war. If the force you apply is stronger than the force of friction, the object moves. Simple as that. But if friction wins, well, that object is staying put.
Now, this constant battle isn't always a good thing. Actually, in the world of machines and engineering, friction is, well, it's kind of the villain of the story. Think about this for a second. A full 20%, 1/5 of the energy your car burns is completely wasted. It's not moving you forward, it's just fighting against friction inside the engine and between the tires and the road. That's a staggering amount of wasted energy.
So you can see, the consequences are pretty huge. It's not just wasted fuel. All that rubbing causes parts to wear down, machines become less efficient, and it creates a ton of heat where you really don't want it. It's a constant drain.
But, we're a pretty clever species. We haven't just sat back and let friction win. Over the centuries, we've come up with some absolutely brilliant ways to tame this force. Let's start with the big one, the wheel. What an absolute game changer. By replacing sliding with rolling, it just drastically cuts down the surface area that's in contact, making it possible to move massive things with like a fraction of the effort.
And inside our modern machines, we have these little wonders, ball bearings. They're basically tiny metal spheres that let parts roll past each other instead of grinding together. It's the secret sauce that makes everything from skateboards to engines run smoothly. Then you've got the classic solution, lubricants. Things like oil and grease. You just add a thin, slippery layer between two surfaces and suddenly they can glide past one another with almost no resistance. It's simple, but it works wonders. But what if you could just not touch the surface at all? That's the mind-blowing idea behind things like hovercrafts. They use big fans to create a cushion of air, lifting the whole vehicle up so it's literally floating. No contact means, well, pretty much no friction. Okay, so we've spent all this time talking about friction as the enemy, the thing we have to fight, reduce, and overcome. But now, get ready for a complete 180. What if I told you friction is also the hero of our story?
Let's just stop and ask ourselves a really important question. What would our world actually be like if, poof, all friction just disappeared? It would be absolute chaos. You wouldn't be able to walk. You'd just slip forever. A moving car could never stop. You couldn't even tie your shoes because the knot would just instantly unravel. Nothing would stay put. Friction is literally the glue holding our world together.
So knowing that we absolutely need it, we do something really smart. We don't just put up with friction. We actually design things to increase it and control it. We harness it.
Take a look at your car's tires. Those grooves aren't just for show. They're engineered to maximize grip, to maximize friction with the road. And when it's raining, they act like little channels to push water away, so the rubber stays in contact with the asphalt. They are literally lifesavers.
And a skydiver? They're basically masters of friction. By changing their body shape, they can control how much air resistance, which is just another form of friction, they experience. A pencil dive to go fast, a spread eagle to slow down, and then for the grand finale, they open a parachute to create as much friction as possible for a safe landing.
And if you're a rock climber, friction is everything. It's the one thing keeping you on that wall. That's why they use chalk. It's not for looks. It absorbs sweat and dramatically increases the friction between their hands and the rock. It's all about that life-saving grip.
So when you really get down to it, our entire relationship with this force is a delicate balancing act. On one hand, we're in a constant fight to reduce it in our machines, but on the other, we depend on it for literally every move we make. So the next time you take a walk, tie your shoes, or hit the brakes in a car, just take a moment to think about that invisible force at play. Is it the thing that's holding us back?
Or is it the very thing that holds our entire world together?